In this session, I'm going to teach you what is RTP in Module 5 Multimedia Networking. Yes, RTP is the protocol which is used to send the audio or to communicate the audio using voice, using internet. Sorry. Yes, we in the last video we have seen about VoIP, voice over internet protocol. So we had some voice communication in the VoIP. So how can we communicate the voice over the internet? Is with the help of some protocols called RTP, RTCP, and SIP. So what is RTP? RTP is nothing but real-time protocol which helps us to carry audio or video data. So it is of type RFC 3550. It is RTP is actually a special packet and RTP packet provides payload type identification, packet sequence numbering, and timestamping. And RTP runs in N systems. It is not it will not be run in the routers. It will be run only in the N system. And RTP packets encapsulated in UDP segments. Yes, so first RTP packet is appended with its own header, then it will be encapsulated into UDP segment, then it is sent to the IP. Yes, that is transport layer. Interoperability. So which two systems can communicate with the help of RTP? Yes, both the two N systems should run RTP protocol. If two voice applications run RTP, they may able to work together. If one system is having RTP and the other is not having, then it is not possible. Yes. Yes. So RTP runs on top of UDP, as we said already. RTP libraries provide transport layer interface that extends UDP. So what does it contains? Port numbers, IP address, and the payload type identification, packet sequence numbering, and timestamping. These are the things that is provided by the RTP. See, you can see in this diagram that in transport layer we have two protocols, that is RTP and UDP. So RTP is encapsulated in UDP. If at all I want to send audio or video data, then I'll be using the special protocol called real-time protocol, that is RTP. Yes. So for example, sending 64 kbps PCM encoded voice over RTP to send a voice data which is of 64 kbps. It is encoded with the type called pulse code modulation, and the application collects encoded data in chunks. So how the application will be collecting the data is in the form of chunks, as we said in the videos. Yes. So every 20 milliseconds will be having. So every 20 millisecond duration will be having 160 bytes in a chunk. So 160 byte chunks can play for the duration of 20 millisecond. So audio chunk plus RTP header. As I said already, first I'll take the audio chunk whose size is 160 bytes, which can run for 20 milliseconds. The chunk is added with the RTP header. So audio chunk plus RTP header will form a RTP packet which is encapsulated in UDP segment. Yes, RTP header indicates type of audio encoding in each packet. So what does this header contains? What type of encoding is used in the audio chunk? That will be either pulse code modulation or any other type. Yes, sender can change encoding during conference. Yes, they want to change the encoding type, it is also possible. RTP header also contains sequence number and timestamping. Sequence number helps us to identify the order in which it has to be arranged after receiving. So that is the use of sequence number, and it helps for ordering the data. And the timestamp, as we said in the last video, so it helps to avoid jitter. Timestamp helps to avoid jitter and the packet loss. Yes. RTP and quality of service. Yes. RTP does not provide any quality of service. Like I will guarantee, it will not guarantee that the all the packets will be delivered with 100% will be delivered. Those type of guarantees and all RTP will not give. And within this time I will deliver, and QoS guarantees and all it is not going to give. RTP does not provide any mechanism to ensure timely data delivery or other QoS guarantees. Yes. RTP encapsulation only seen at end systems. As I said, it is not in intermediate routers. RTP encapsulation doesn't happen at the intermediate routers. It happens only at the end systems. That is at the sender and at the receiver. Yes. Routers provide best effort service, making no special effort to ensure that RTP packet arrive at the destination in timely manner. Yes, it provides just best effort service. Apart from that, it doesn't take any other uh, effort to ensure that the packet, whether the packet goes to the destination properly or not. Uh, as usual, as a normal packet, it will, the router will get the packet and it will just forward. Okay, like TCP and all, it will not take much care. Yes. Then we'll see what is RTP header. Yes, we said we will be taking the audio chunk. Then RTP header will be attached with the audio chunk, which will be encapsulated in the UDP and it will be sent through the network. Yes, what does that RTP header contains? That's what we are going to see now. Yes, it is payload type, sequence number, timestamp, synchronization source ID, and the miscellaneous fields. These are the fields which is there in the RTP header. What is this payload type? Payload type is nothing but it says or it indicates what is the type of encoding that is used. So the types can be, if the pulse code modulation technique is used for encoding, then the payload type will be 0. If GSM is used, then payload type will be 3, and LPC 7, and motion JPEG, then the payload type will be 26. If I'm going to use H.261 type of encoding, then I'll be using payload type which is of 31, and MPEG2 video whose payload type is 33. So based on the type of the encoding, I have to give the value in the payload field. If it is PCM, 0. If it is LPC, 7. That's it. What is sequence number? Increased by 1 for each RTP packet sent at the sender. So whenever I am sending the data, the sender will be attaching the sequence number, so that at the receiver it will be used for rearranging the data at the receiver. Yes. Next field is timestamp field, which is 32 bits long. It helps in sampling instant of first byte in the RTP data packet. As we said, it helps to recover from jitter and the packet loss. For audio, timestamp clock, whatever the duration or the time at which the packet is sent from the